You came in right at the end, Serge.
Oh, Cathy, okay. I was confused about the link.
That's okay. We listened to that. We had a good time listening to that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cathy. Good to see you, Cathy.
Nice to see you too. Hold on one second. I'm just preparing myself here. And this over here. And yeah, I had a little technical worry this morning, but then it was fine.
It works.
It works now.
You seems to be good for technology. To do what you do.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, Serge Merlaud. That's how you pronounce your name. Is that correct?
Serge Merlaud, very well.
Thank you.
Very good.
My French is not that great, although I did take French in high school.
Yeah.
I probably should have taken Spanish, seeing that I live in LA, but who knew?
Yeah. We need to practice the language.
I'm actually listening to Rosetta Stone now, French, and it's good. My husband and I, because we're coming to Paris in November, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to. For me, it's a little easier because I had studied it a little bit, but my husband, his ear hadn't been accustomed to it, so I just want him to be accustomed to the sound. I'm sure we're not going to speak a lot.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Merci. A few things like that. How are you tonight?
Oh, fine. It's okay. I'm good.
And I discovered that you were best friends with Frederique Loiseau.
Yeah. Yes, I called to Frederique today. Loiseau. Very good. It's funny because I was listening yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe, the Italian guitar player. And just at the moment I was listening, Fred you said the name of Fred Loiseau. It was just hazard.
He was there too. He was listening. And I'm not sure. I think he possibly knew Gianfranco, and Gianfranco had gone to GIT in the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, and I love Frederick's music too. Beautiful.
Yes. Frederique, he was maybe he told you that he was at GIT.
Yeah.
And he knows a lot of musicians in LA, guitar players. He's a friend with Sid Jacob and Larry Coons and many. And he just released a CD, this one. This CD, it's a beautiful CD. And I'm sure nice. he has a lot of things to say about musician, and he knows a lot. So it would be great if you can have him.
Yeah. We scheduled him in a month or two, but I'm so happy that you made it as well. Thank you for coming in quickly too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, just
thank you, because I'm very honored that you invite me.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to have you. Obviously I met you through Tierney, but I'm very happy to hear your music and to know you. You are a very beautiful heart. I can feel that. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and do you live in Paris or a little bit outside?
I live in Paris, in the center of Paris, at Bastille.
Okay.
Bastille. And I was born there. So I love Paris.
Have you traveled? Have you lived other places or always there and traveled?
Yes, when I was younger, I lived in Monaco, in the south of France, for 4 years, and I came back to Paris.
Yeah, and
it's in Monaco. By the way, it's in Monaco that I discovered jazz, and I love jazz and music, because there was a place there. House of young, Maison des Jeunes, and there was a very, very nice director, and very he promotes the music very much and helps a young musician. And I started to play there. There was a nice conservatoire of jazz there.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of jazz for you, or jazz playing?
It was the beginning of jazz, yes. Yeah. I didn't play jazz really at that time, but I fell in love with jazz. I was playing pop music at that time.
Yeah.
But when I listen to jazz musician, I say, "Oh, I want to play this music."
Yeah. Who were some of your favorite guitar players when you were that age?
At that age, it was more Robert Fripp or Steve Howe from the group Yes, or King Crimson, or people like that.
Yeah.
And
that's I think King Crimson was kind of jazzy. I mean, not jazz, but definitely, right? King Crimson.
Exactly. It was a kind of, it drove me to jazz.
Yeah.
And there was a Soft Machine too, and there was Alan Allsworth. I don't know if you remember. He was
absolutely
great. Yeah.
My girlfriend actually sang with him on
oh really
an early record. It was probably in the 80s. Her name was Roanne Mark. She stopped singing after a while, but she and I were good friends when we were in our 20s, and somehow she met Alan Holdsworth and sang on the record. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Cool.
So and then once you got into jazz, who were some of your favorite guitar players?
I would say the first one was Wes Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
Wes Montgomery, then Jimmy Rennie, Kenny Burrell, and all those kind of style. And in France, there was guitar player that inspired me very much, but not so well known, but André Condouan, for example, is Guadeloupean.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry if you don't understand because of my accent or something. Don't hesitate to make me repeat
Okay,
because
I'm just gonna throw you out, man.
yeah.
No, it's totally fine. I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is. Gianfranco was his accent was super thick, but we were fine.
So,
I,
do you
I don't
understand? So you
Yes,
understand?
yes,
Okay,
totally.
cool.
But thank you for saying that. I mean, if I don't understand, I will definitely say what?
Yes, and it will help me too because I should speak slowly and articulate and everything.
Yes. Um, so, well, do you speak English much in France? You probably don't that much, right?
Except when Tiana is here,
Yeah.
but otherwise, no, I never speak English.
Oh, wow.
So no, it's not true because I speak every day by Zoom or by phone
Oh,
with
yeah.
Tiana.
Yeah.
But she's so nice when I make mistakes, she understands anyway.
Yeah.
So
Does she speak French?
she start to be good. Yeah, she start. Yeah, and we start to learn a song in French.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good way to learn the language,
Yeah.
the song.
I think so too. I've been learning Portuguese and songs, and I definitely can't speak Portuguese, but it does make me more familiar with the sound, the accent, and certain words stand out. And I was supposed
Yeah.
to go to Brazil camp this week in California. There's
Ah,
a California Brazil camp, which I've never been to, and I wanted to, but 3 weeks ago I finally got COVID.
oh,
I
so are
told you
you?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me. Do you feel good now?
I feel pretty good, yeah. And my husband got a little sicker than I did, but pretty good. Like in almost 3 years, we never got it. So, my friend Roland, who's a guitar player, he asks, "Were you old enough as a kid to have heard Django Reinhardt?"
I never hear Django Reinhardt live, but I was listening on
Yeah,
CD. No, I didn't. No.
yeah. By the way, he said your enunciation is 99% perfect.
Oh,
Just so you know.
okay. It helped my confidence.
So, do you and Frederique, do you guys play together as well?
Frederique, we play. Yes, we have a great connection together in life and in music. It's very special to play with him, and I love to play. And we play together. We just mostly play at home
Yeah,
together. We don't play concert very much, but we did sometimes. And
yeah.
yes.
I can imagine how pretty that must be. I want to, I know, sorry, Tierney, but I want to sing with you guys at home, when I come over there, because oh my God. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but guitar is definitely the instrument
Nice.
that I love.
And
Yeah. So,
the first time I met you, you gave me a CD of you and this
Joe
great guitar
Diorio,
player. Sorry, no,
Ted Green,
the
Joe.
Ted Green. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the sound of the recording is not so good, but the music is
No.
super good. Yeah.
Yeah, he would not be happy that I had made that CD or DVD because he was humble, but I think he was, I don't know, he knew that people thought very highly of him, and he didn't feel like it was stressful for him to live up to that.
Yeah.
So he would not have been happy that I put it out, but I thought I have to put this out because people should hear Ted.
Yeah, yeah, you're
So
right.
beautiful.
And there's no so many recording of him.
No, no.
No. Mm.
There was a wedding that he did when we did his memorial. There was a wedding that somebody had videoed him playing, and it was they were playing and then gosh, I don't know, it was about a half hour in or 40 minutes in, and this guitar player Dan Sawyer, he said he got on the mic and he said we would wait for a break to stop, but he never stopped at the wedding. He just kept playing the whole way. That was how he was, you know. You guitar players are so cool. You know, I have a little personal joke that guitar players go into guitar land when they're playing. So you could be talking to a guitar player while he's like fooling around, but half of his brain is actually in guitar land, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think the instrument is probably one of the most challenging instruments there is, I think.
I don't know. Maybe it's easy to have a guitar on your leg and play, and it's not like a piano. You have to go. So you can walk with a guitar. You can have your guitar everywhere. But the good thing between guitar player, we love to play together. That's cool.
Yes.
We love to meet and play because the instrument allow us to do it. And it's easy
Yes.
for us, and it's really cool.
Yeah, that has been a really fun thing that I've been involved with over the years. You know, John Pisano had that guitar night, right, for years and years. And one time I had from Argentina, um, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, Ricardo Lou. And I had played with him when I went to Argentina, and he had played with Astor Piazzolla. And so he came to LA for a visit, and I got a bunch of guitar. This was about 20 years ago. Got a bunch of guitar players at my house, you know,
Yeah,
Pisano and Barry Zweig and Sid Jacobs and my friend Ricardo, and they, of course, they all played together.
yeah, yeah.
It was great, really fun. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of John Pizzano, he told me that and speaking of Django Reinhardt too,
Yeah.
he told me that he was at 14, he was at Carnegie Hall in New York
Yeah.
to listen to Duke Ellington Orchestra, uh, inviting Django Reinhardt. So he
Uh,
saw Django Reinhardt. He was 14 in New York. Just
With
for,
Duke Ellington.
yes, exactly.
Wow. I can only just imagine what that was like.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Oh yes,
spoke.
he has many stories, very interesting stories to tell.
Yeah,
John Pizzano, yeah.
yeah. I spoke to him the other day because did you ever meet Barry Zweig when you were here?
Yes, I met him the first time I came. Yeah,
Okay. Well, now we're thinking of finally, like the COVID time has kind of passed, and we're thinking of doing a memorial, a live kind of memorial
yeah,
tribute for him, because we did do it online. But Barry and John, their birthdays were one day apart, so they always did a birthday gig in February.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
you know,
nice.
we want to, hopefully, we want to keep those traditions going on, you know.
Sure.
Uh,
That's cool.
Barry was a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yes, he was very. The first time I met him, he just borrowed me his amp to play because I had no amp here. So
That figures.
yeah.
Yeah, he was, what a sweetheart. Let's see. I have a guitarist. I don't know if you guys have met, but he's a student at North Texas. His name is Taylor Hatch,
Mhm.
and he
Okay.
says bonjour. And Thomas Corbillon,
Yeah, Courbillon,
Corbillon. What a
Thomas Courbillon.
fantastic and humble musician. So great to listen to him talk about life and music.
Uh,
Talking about you.
if I can, I would like to speak about this guy because
Yeah.
Thomas Courbillon is a really good friend of mine. He's a very good friend of Frederique too. He's a great guitar player.
Oh,
He's a great singer.
Oh,
and he just released a CD that I would like you to know about this CD.
I'm
And
writing.
yeah, this CD, you know. Hey, Thomas.
Great cover, Thomas.
Yes, beautiful cover, and it's in French. He sings in French. His wife writes the lyrics in French, and it's beautiful.
Oh,
And by the way, I gave this CD to Alan Bergman,
ah,
and he had the CD in his house. And Tierney put the CD on the on the CD player, and and Alan loves this CD.
how nice. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
just
check
I take the opportunity to say that because it's nice.
I'm gonna check you out, Thomas. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Taylor said he is good jazz guitar friend, has a great connection with you, Felix Lemerle.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Who say that?
That's Taylor Hatch, the young.
Okay. Felix Lemaire. Yes. I love Felix. He's a great player too in New York. He lives in New York now.
Yeah,
And I play with his father, who's a great bass player.
great.
So you know everything.
I know, and well, there's probably more. As a matter of fact, Taylor said that he got to spend time with Tierney, which I saw the pictures at the San Jose Jazz Festival a couple of weeks ago with Peter Bernstein,
yeah.
and Bruce Foreman.
Oh, Bruce, yes. I heard about that. I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
good.
sure it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, and Taylor also is saying you would dig his teacher's newest book. It's called the teacher is Noel Johnston, and it's called The Four Note Universe. I'll put it in the
Oh, yes, please.
chat for you.
Yes, I will check that with pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. He said it's
Thank you, Taylor.
he said it has some great exercises. He
Cool.
would like to know if you write your own guitar in etudes that help you with your voice leadings.
I did that for my students and for me because and I did that, but I have no so many CD. I just have some. It's like if I play a solo and I write a solo, you know.
Yeah.
But I usually play more classical exercise from classical method that I play with a pick sometimes and with fingers too.
Yeah. So did you get most of your training in the conservatory when you were young?
I was not so young because I was at the conservatory at maybe 19 or 20. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
But I play classical and jazz at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. And do you practice these days? Do you find yourself really working on particular things these days?
I try to learn new songs.
Yeah.
For example, now I was checking some tune from Duke Ellington that I don't know very well, and I say, okay, you should. It's so beautiful. So, and I don't practice very much other things. Just
Songs.
yes, and I have some gigs, so I just prepare for the gig to learn the songs. That's all.
Yeah. And you've composed a lot, right?
I compose since a long time yeah, but not so much. But with years, I had some tunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The CD I just recorded is only composition.
Oh, that's your
Old,
new CD
yeah.
that you sent me?
Yes, exactly.
We should hear one of those, don't you think?
Did you receive my links? The
Yes.
links? Does it work or I don't know?
I did actually. Let's see. I have I don't know their names. But I opened both of them. Oh, T for 3
Yeah, it's the
and
first tune.
Liebe Lullaby.
Exactly.
Which one shall we listen to?
Depends if you want a ballad or energetic. What do you prefer? Maybe the first one.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
All right. So people will hear this, and I'm not. I won't share the screen. I'll just. So you and I are on screen right now. This is T for 3. Well, tell us about this. This is your new record.
Yes, it's the only one I did with my name, under my name. But it's not officially released, but it will be very soon. And I have the CD in my house.
Yeah. What is the CD title?
The title is Noor. Noor, that means lumière in Arabic.
Oh.
And I choose this name because I am a Baha'i. Maybe you know I am a Baha'i, and it's a religion, you know. Yeah. And in the Baha'i faith, there's 19 days of 19 months of 19 days, and each month has a name. So an Arabic name, and Noor is one of the name.
Now that I did not know. I've been friends with Jamie Finley for a long, for like since the 70s. And actually that's how I met Tierney, because she came and sat in on our gig. And then I learned that they knew each other through the Baha'i faith. Yeah. So, but I didn't know that about the 19 days in 19 months.
Yes. It's a solar calendar.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And is this, I mean, we'll hear it, but is it a solo guitar or is it a band?
It's a band. It's Gary Versace. Gary Versace on piano and organ.
Right, yeah.
I love Gary. I met him. I will tell you later if you want. Yeah. And Antoine Paganotti, who is a French drummer, one of the best drummer in France, because everybody wants to play with him. So it's difficult to have him. But I love his play. Yeah. And so I decided during the pandemic, I start to work on my composition, old composition, new composition. And I start to record with Gary, but by distance, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it was not what we wanted. The music was not really what we wanted. So we decided that after COVID, we'll find a moment to go in a real studio in person and record. And so it's what we did last year.
Cool.
Sorry.
That wasn't when I saw you. I mean, had you let's see, I saw you in June. Did you record this before June or?
Before June, we record that, but when we met in Gogland, with Sylvan, I was just giving this CD to Gary. It was because he didn't have the CD yet.
Okay. Now, did you say? Is there a bass player on this?
No, it's organ.
Yeah.
And sometimes organ, sometimes piano.
Okay. No
cool. Bass.
All right. So this is T43. Oh, what a cool tune. That is great. I love that.
Because I think Gary and and Antoine, they have fun to play. You can hear that they have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. That was great. I really like the sound of that song. It's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
I sent you a few comments in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Serge and Tierney Sutton are married, and I don't know how long you guys have been together. How long?
Together, maybe 9 years, but we married for 3 years.
Okay, well, long time. And
Since 3 years.
and did you meet? Did you meet through the Baha'i?
Exactly. We meet in a sense through the Baha'i. You want me? I can explain if you want. Tierney was in Paris after a gig in Switzerland
Uh-huh.
in 1992.
Yeah.
1992, and she was in Paris, and she met a very good friend of mine. Maybe you know her, Sarah Lazarus.
What
She's
is the
a
last
singer.
name?
Lazarus.
I don't think I know her.
Yeah, she's a great singer in Paris, and she's a Native American.
Uh-huh.
And she met Tierney, and Tierney was said to Sarah that she was a Baha'i, and Sarah said, "Oh, I know a Baha'i guitar player, and you should meet him." And so we met at that time. We went to jam session together. We went to jazz club together, and we stay connected. But there was no phone at that time. There was no internet, and so she left, and I was there. But we were very good friends. And later she came back to play at Sunset Jazz Club in Paris with Yvan Padoar. I don't know if you want. Yvan Padoar is a pianist from Belgium. Very good pianist, very good composer. And he invited Tierney to play at Sunset. So I met her here again. And then she left. And then she came back in 2012, maybe. And to play at Duc des Lombards. And so we reconnect and we start to play together, and it was a good connection, and it was the final connection. So we stay together now. It's a short story, but
yeah, and it's interesting. It's kind of a romanticized idea for me, anyway, to have your mate in another country. I'm sure it must have its challenges, but still, it's kind of romantic, I think.
I can tell you it works like that for now, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And Tierney, she has a career in LA, so
yeah,
it's good that she stayed there for a while, and I have my connection here with my friends and everything. So it's our life now. And we play together a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And look, you're both learning another language.
Exactly.
Right? You're learning English better, and she's learning French. So, exactly. I have a few questions. One is that my friend Roland would like to know if do you still play for your own enjoyment Bach transcriptions for guitar?
Yes, not very much, but I continue. I continue to practice some suite for violin solo, and it's a pleasure to practice. It's like technical for me to practice the sound technique, and I do that, yes, but not very often. Just for me.
Yeah. Let's see. And as this is from Taylor. He'd like to know two questions. He said oftentimes he works on practicing the guitar the same as a piano could sustain notes and chords. And he's wondering if listening to piano has been at all helpful to you for expanding expanding the voicings you use.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't really answer because I transcribed some piano things, but not really very precisely, and so I'm more focused on the guitar, by the way. But I listen a lot of pianists, for sure.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
no, but you know, I don't play piano, and I don't use really much the piano voicing on my guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I tried, but it was difficult.
Yeah. Also, he would like to know, as a composer, what's helped you shape your compositional voice? Did it come from listening to other people play, or was it organic, or was it experimentation?
I think I am very attached to inspiration of other people. Some musicians inspire me very much, and it's not volunteer,
Uh-huh.
but consciously, you can say that it nourished myself. Yes, I have some composers that I love very much. I love very much Brazilian music, for example.
Yeah.
Nice melody with great intervals, you know, big intervals and nice intervals. And I try to always choose the note that I like in the composition. I really make me think something. You know, Nadia Boulanger, she was interviewing Jean Cocteau, who is a poet. And
No, I don't know.
Jean Cocteau is a French poet, very good poet, and he said that if you want to take une larme, comment on dit une larme? I would try. I wrote it so I can. If you want to take good tears from your eyes, it's not by a sad page, but by the miracle of a word put in the right place. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so this word we choose, this word, no other word could replace. So in music, for me, it's the same. I think the important thing is to find the right harmony and the right note that goes with the harmony, and put that at the right place, at the place you like. But and so it's about feeling something. It's about it's not a technique. It's just it's like I don't know. It's difficult to explain.
It's well, it's real. You know what I mean? It's reality. That, to me, that's like, it's not this like super detailed explanation. It's more of what is real, you know?
Yes, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a kind of like poetry, or you know, something that you want to touch. You want to put the finger where it will be moving, or
Yeah. My friend Dan found a band camp for Moonheil.
Moonheim.
Is that your record?
Noor. My record is Noor.
Yeah,
N-U.
Dan, I don't think this is I don't think oh, it's with André Gassion and Simon Teboul.
Oh yeah. Is it a Brazilian music?
Maybe. It looks like there's a few Dienda and Carine.
Oh yeah, this is a singer. This is a singer, Iran. Yeah. We recorded something. It's her CD with Simon Teboul and with the drummer. I don't remember.
Yeah, let me see. Where did I see that? Oh, here it is. It's with Simon Teboul. Is that?
Yes, it's bass player. Yeah.
Oh, he's the bass player and the drummer.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the drummer. Oh, for the song Moonchild is Thierry Tardieu.
Tardieu.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's only one tune where there's Thierry Tardieu. Yeah.
Yeah. But that sounds appealing to listen to as well.
She's a good singer. She's a good singer. And we record what's his name? Forget it because I don't remember.
So what's happening in Paris right now for you? What are you doing? You know.
I'm doing not a lot. I have some gigs. Tomorrow, no, tomorrow I was supposed to have a gig for a jam session, but it's concert. But it's a concert and second set is jam session. And Vendredi I have a gig in a with a trio in a restaurant. And next week I have 2 gigs with a singer, Jody Steinberg.
Uh-huh.
And for now. And we have, when Tierney will be there, we'll have a gig at Le Bal Blomet with the organ player Benoît Souris and the drummer André Charlier. It is their gig and they invite Tierney and me. They are very good musicians. They have one of the best jazz school in France, near Paris. And it's a very good school.
What's the name of the school?
It's Center of the Music Didier Lockwood. CMDL.
Oh, okay.
Didier Lockwood starts the school. You know Didier Lockwood, the violin player.
Wow. Cool. There's so many people in France I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe now would be a good time to play one of the Tierney things with you.
Oh yeah, with
So
pleasure.
there's the Paris sessions, right, with Hubert Laws and you.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, I won't I won't show it because I think if I don't show the picture, then it's less likely to get taken down by Facebook. They have funny licensing things. So people will see us. It's pretty short, this one. This is Doralise, right?
Oh, if you want, yeah, okay.
That's one you sent me.
I sent you Zingaro too.
You did?
Maybe, but if you want, Doralis is okay. It's okay. Just Zingaro, there's Hubert Laws on it. That's why.
I have Don't Go to Strangers. I have several from the Frederique and Sylvestre.
Yeah. You can play Doralis if you want. It's okay.
Okay. I will right now. That's very nice. Beautiful.
And Tiana is starting to learn Portuguese now.
Oh, she's just starting just like me, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Portuguese is it's it's very beautiful when you're when you're using lyrics as well. There's uh yeah, it's just I mean I think all the instruments have you know are have their own unique relationship to Portuguese, to Brazilian music, rhythmically, harmonically, and also I think the voice is very has its own very distinct relationship. The pronunciation, what the words mean. I always kind of make a joke that the lyrics in Brazilian music cover, in one song, they cover the depths of depression and the incredible joys of,
Yes, you're right.
exhilaration. It just makes me laugh. It's just like, wow, man, they just like totally cover everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really have to be, you really have to be open for the ride, when you're a singer,
Yes.
right? Pretty
But
cute.
then Tiana used to say that when we play Twisted, for example, she say the rhythm is joy, but the title is very sad. There's a contrast between the lyrics and the title and the rhythm sometimes.
Yes. And every now and then you come across something like, for me, Pensativa. Do you know the lyrics to Pensativa by any chance?
No, I don't know the lyrics.
So the lyrics are pretty sad. They were written by him, by Fisher, and he would prefer the people, or he did prefer the people used his lyrics. But the song, I always felt like the song was not like a dark song.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
da 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 boo bee da. It's kind of, I don't know, hopeful or something, right?
yeah, it's right.
Yeah,
It's just beautiful.
yeah, it really is a pretty song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and okay, so Taylor, let's see. Taylor always has great questions, and I try and kind of pepper them in. Oh, Christopher Fallon is here. Hello. Um, he was here the other day. Um, Taylor said he had three questions. Let's see. Let me look at the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, four questions. Okay, well, um, he said practice is oftentimes filled with so many mechanics to, master. And in your development, was there one thing that you struggled to master that took you a while until you got it?
So if I understand, did I practice
Yeah.
something until it was perfect, or
Yeah, like, was there one thing that was like a bit difficult to get for you, but you worked on it for a long time to practice? That's a I love that
Yes,
question. It's kind of a
yeah,
good
this is a
question.
very good question. But,
Yeah.
and I question myself about that many times. Usually, I do my best. I try when something is difficult. I try to practice it very much until I get it.
Yeah.
But I realized by the time that sometimes something is so not guitaristic that you have to find a way to play it, even if you don't play all the notes, just to be together with the. For example, I record with a sax player, and he wrote a song very difficult, and he asked me to play unison with him, and I was not able to do it because it was too difficult for me. At least I'm sure somebody else will be able to do it, but it was too difficult for me. So I find a way to play with him, but I was not able to play all the notes. But it works kind of. It was in the rhythm and in the placement of the tune. So it's what I did. But I noticed that sometimes when it's not natural for a guitar player, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And when I compose, for example, I try to compose in the sense of my nature, you know,
the guitar player nature.
I try to make it not too difficult for me to be able to play it cool, you know.
I have actually discovered over the years of vocalists writing songs that they write how they sing. And it's not always easy to sing somebody else's song that they wrote because they're writing it for their abilities, their natural abilities to sing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered to his question. But...
I think you did. Christopher Fallon would like to, he said he's a fan of Charles Aznavour, and were you influenced by him?
I was not listening him very, very often. I know he's a great singer, but as a kid, I was listening to him on TV all the time, but not really carefully, you know. But he's a great singer. Yeah. I was not influenced by him.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Know. Were you influenced by any kind of authentic French musician, singer, people? I mean, obviously, we mentioned Django Reinhardt, but he's not French. But
oh, he's French. Yeah.
Is he French? Yeah.
No, he's not French. He's Belgian.
Oh, yeah, Belgium. I mean, for me, actually, I have been inspired by Edith Piaf a lot. I think love listening to Edith Piaf.
Yes, she was, and in the gig in Paris, sometimes we play songs that she sang, you know. And there's many singers in France. We have a great community of singers, very good singer, like Jacques Brel.
Yeah.
Edith Piaf, Claude Nougaro, Henri Salvador, all those guys, they are great singers, and it's like jazz, you know.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are very, very important. You know, it's like when it's about the words. It's about the words.
It's about what?
Words.
Worlds?
Lyrics.
It's about, did you say worlds? W-O?
No, words. Les mots.
Oh, the words. Oh, yes.
The words. Sorry, my accent is so bad. But
no, that's okay. I mean,
lyrics.
Yeah. Edith Piaf was, of course, at this time when, everything seemed perfect, that she was inspiring the French people, and it was, you know, tied in politically, but not exactly, you know, like this guy's a bad guy, but it was more like bonding together and, you know, moving forward, right, and being lifted up.
Yeah.
That was a pretty amazing time, I think, for an artist to be so represent what was going on in the time.
exactly. Yeah.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
Oh,
On catch.
there's somebody named Tierney Sutton on.
Oh, cool. Tierney.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
And she says, Jacques Brel.
He knows I love Jack Brel.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this question. Again, my romanticism, if I had lived another life, I probably would have ended up living in Europe. But a romantic idea, the romantic idea is that American jazz singers are very welcome in Paris. Is that true?
Yes, they are. But yes, they are very, very welcome. The thing is, there's not so many gigs, and it's difficult to find good gigs. But yes, it's American singers are the most essential for jazz. For music, for French musician, it's a jazz singer has to be American.
It's funny. I do know a few singers who went there, and actually, the singer, she used to live here, Leslie Lewis. Do you know her?
Leslie Lewis. I don't know her personally, but I've heard about her a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. She used to live here. And so then she moved, and there's, yeah, I used to know another singer who moved there. Anyway, it was just, it's a romantic idea, especially when you're younger and you're kind of looking to the future, and you're thinking, where should I live? Where should I go? What should I do?
Yeah.
And I almost went to New York, actually. I'm from Boston. Then I came out
Yeah.
to San Francisco and then LA. And then I was just about to move to New York, and I met my first husband, Garcia. And
Oh,
so, I stayed, and that was like over 40 years ago. So I love LA, though. I really like living in LA. It feels good to live here. And of course, I've built up a strong community too. But I always think in the back of my head,
maybe.
yeah, maybe, or, but it's good to be able to travel again. And, I haven't spent that much time in Paris, very little. And so I'm really looking forward to coming. And
Yeah. Did you play there?
I'm not going to play there. Or did I?
Did I? Did you? Yeah.
No, I
No.
was basically passing through. I think I can't, it might have been, it was very short, and I have the feeling like I was going through something negative, and I think it might have been when I went to after I went to Yugoslavia. I was in Yugoslavia during the war. I had this gig in a really nice hotel, but then the war hit, and I had to stay for a few more weeks. Then they put me on a bus to Budapest, and it was a long story. I had to wait for my money. I finally got to Vienna, and I had friends there, and I might have traveled through Paris after that, because I remember I wasn't, strong, but I did have a very nice French painter put me up for a few days, but I really didn't do much. So I think I was pretty young and, just going through some stuff. So I really haven't been to Paris, really.
Okay.
I've not been to Paris.
So
So
next time
yeah, but we're
we'll
gonna,
make you visit.
yes, food and jazz and the sights. That's what I want.
Okay.
And French musicians, right?
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
I want to hear French musicians, and that's kind of the beauty of this format, this noontime hang, because I can go anywhere in the world and hear great musicians, find out about
That's
people.
cool.
Yeah.
That's great that you do that. It's beautiful because you can
Right.
meet a lot of people and make people meet together too. It's great.
Yeah.
Great idea.
It's really nice. Yeah. And you are number 461.
Well, it's amazing. You start. Yeah. Give me my number, please. Again.
461.
Wow.
I started actually exactly when the pandemic shut us down in March of 2020. Because I think that was my response to kind of freaking out a little bit. It was like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And so I said, I'm just going to get on Facebook and talk and
do something. Yeah.
Yeah. And that day, Sina E, do you know Sina?
Oh yeah, I met her. Yeah, once. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I met her at the Catina de Luna concert.
Oh.
I think we were together. You were there too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful person and a wonderful singer. But she let's see. Oh yeah. So that day she actually happened to come online and I said, "Oh, why don't you just come on Zoom with me and we'll talk?" And that was the beginning.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be on for maybe a half hour and it lasted 2 hours. And I thought 2 hours, well, let me try it, So people usually at the beginning, they go 2 hours. And then when 2 hours is up, they say, that was 2 hours?
Already. It's finished. Is it finished? Okay.
You sent me a video of you and Tierney live. Is that right? Don't go to Strangers?
Yes.
Maybe we could watch that?
If we can, it's nice.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay. And that's Kevin Axt, right?
Exactly.
Build your dreams to the stars above. But when you need someone true to love, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me. Play with fire till your fingers burn. But when there's no place for you to turn, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me. For when you hear the call to follow your heart, you follow your heart, I know. I've been through it all, and I'm an old hand, and I'll understand go. Make your mark for your friends to see. But when you need more than company, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me.
That was really beautiful. I'm going to stop that just so we can talk more too. But that was beautiful, and your soloing is beautiful, and your accompaniment is really quite beautiful. I wanted to talk to you. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about accompanying because that's always an issue, right?
Yeah, it can be. It can be. But I don't know but if you notice the Kevin accompaniment, it's so beautiful on bass. He play as if it was a guitar.
Like he's a guitar,
the chords are so. It's like a red carpet for me. It's incredible the way he comp. And yeah. So I'm more here. I am more like a trumpet player playing lines, but
it makes me think. I think one of the most interesting things about people playing together is that that they can play together with their own harmonic, their harmonic ideas, and that's everybody like every instrument playing together. I think that to me is one of the more fascinating things about jazz, especially, right?
Yeah, to be able to, excuse me, I don't really get the question.
To be able to make music together when you have these different perspectives, these different harmonic perspectives, especially like listening to you and Kevin, right? Especially when he first came in, it was like, okay, so it almost was like, let's get comfortable with this, Here's a guy playing not your standard bass. He's playing two notes instead of one note, and then you have your harmonic concept of the song and kind of what's laid out in front of you. I think that's fascinating. I think I've always thought that was fascinating how people play together, and they could be a million miles apart in their head.
Exactly. There's so many. That makes the difference between one musician and another one. Yeah, each musician has his own color, own expression, own placement, and it's infinite. There's no. So you're right. It's fascinating and very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, now I haven't talked with anyone about this before, see, so this is improvisational, and it's because I'm talking to you. But okay, so maybe I have talked a little bit about it before because I wonder about this. Have you had experience? Well, let's see, how do I start this question out? I guess I'll talk from my own experience and then ask you if you've had this
Okay.
experience in any way. But so I've had the experience sometimes of singing with piano or guitar. And usually I think it's a pianist for some reason, whatever reason that is, who says to me that I can't sing that note. You know, they don't want they think the note that I'm choosing is wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel that I don't feel it's wrong. I feel like it's a tension that I'm choosing. I mean, I'm not thinking
Yeah.
it's a sharp 11. I'm not thinking that way, but I'm thinking in a musical way. And I think when I was younger, it happened more when I was younger, um, and you know, it's just the experience of it. I think is one of those experiences that you grow through, probably not just as a singer, as any instrument. Do you have any experience with that? Do you have any opinions about that?
Opinion, I don't know. It depends if you sing this note after hearing the chord he plays, or if you want to sing this note and he has to change the chord to be okay with your note. I think, but if you like the tension, maybe it depends on the musician. Some musician will say, this is the harmony, and this note that you sing is not allowed to be in this chord.
Right.
But some musician will say, okay, I don't care, it's cool.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and you will change the chord, and it's difficult because it's just a question of test. If you have this test and you want that, it's okay.
Yeah. I think that's what I ended up thinking. It's just it depends on the person. You know,
Yeah,
this person really can't handle that, and they're strict in their mind, and that's what they want to expect. But then this person is like, oh, okay, let's use
exactly.
that.
And
You know.
I experienced that with some musicians sometimes that play one chord that I like with a tension that I like, and for some people it's beautiful, and for
Yeah.
some people it's not possible. You can't do that. So, and it's speaking of harmony, it's right, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a question of test, I think, and sometimes you hear get used to things. So, and when you say it's wrong, maybe your ear is not used to that and not educate for this.
Yeah.
I think it maybe.
Yeah. I mean, what you were playing in that situation was great. It was great to hear you because it was so naked, you know, just Tierney singing
Yes,
and
that's cool.
Heaven playing and you. And I could really hear your harmonic perspective, which was unique and beautiful.
Thank you. I don't know about that, but thank you.
I think so. And we had other comments like that melodic minor phrasing was lush, your fluidity in your playing was beautiful, beautiful sound. Um, let's see. When you're working on phrasing with your lines, do you often times focus on how sensitive your picking is, or if there needs to be less staccato and more legato?
When I practice, I don't think about that. I think about the beauty of the sound. I'm very attached to that. I like when the sound is affirmé, comment dire, assertive, and a beautiful sound. But when I play, I just play whatever. Maybe sometimes it's legato, maybe sometimes it's more staccato. I don't think about that. It just as it comes
Right.
when I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I have mentioned this before, but every now and then I ask Larry Kuntz what he's practicing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's an old friend, and
It's a good guy to ask.
yeah, he's cool to talk to. So the last time well, no, it wasn't the last time, but it was actually quite a while ago, but I asked him what he was practicing and he said, you know, I'm practicing what I need to practice with joy, which totally blew my mind at
That's
the
cool.
time. Yeah, it really
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
something for me too at that time. You know, I realized,
Yes,
oh, you practice with joy and or with attention on beauty. And that's what gets better. Whatever you practice gets better and you use it, you know.
yes. That's a good to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice.
I'm always fascinated by the rhythm idea of Larry Kunz.
Me
The
too.
rhythm, rhythmic, yeah, it's so great.
Wow,
And
me
I
too.
try to understand what it does, but I almost get it, but I'm not sure. So maybe one day I will ask him, but it's so great. Yeah.
I totally get that. Totally. As a matter of fact, there's a song, it's a Brazilian song. It might be Black and White. Yeah, I think it's Black and White. I've heard him play that, you know, a number of times. And for some reason, on that soloing on that song, he really gets into that Larry Kuntz rhythm, which is really unusual.
Yeah,
It's not just bling
exactly.
bling bling, you know, it's like really unusual and it's so distinctive. He's really, yeah, I think his rhythmic, I mean, his harmonic sense is gorgeous too, but his rhythmic sense is really
Yeah,
interesting. He's
yeah,
really
yes.
worked on that, you know.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Tierney. She's so funny. She's replying to Thomas's, what a fantastic and humble musician, right? That you are. And, and Tierney says, I think I love him. I think you probably do.
Okay, I'm glad about that, because I do.
You know, speaking of speaking of tension, and I know people, those of you who hear me all the time on this show, you've heard me say this before, but this is a new conversation, and I can say it. So, Benny Maupin used to play a lot here before the pandemic, and so he'd play at least 3 or 4 times a year, and his his what I'm looking for an adjective. His um, it's not the determined is not the word, but his decision to play to include tension uh, is to me it sits there like this fat idea for him. And it's like I always would like be waiting for the tension note, and he'd play the tension note in tune, and it was so gorgeous, that
Yes.
seriously, it was like orgasmic. It was like, ah, oh, I would finally
Yeah,
get it. It
yeah.
was heaven.
That that should be like that all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Music. Yeah.
yeah. So tension notes are good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Um, did you, just curious, did you have any other things in life that intrigued you other than music, or was it always music?
In life, I think it's related, but the Paris Fest is very, it's a big place in my life.
Oh, I'm sorry, the what?
The Paris Fest.
Oh, Baha'i, yes.
Paris Fest, yes. So it's related, because when I play music, it's related to something spiritual. It's when I practice, I always, it's like Larry Kuhn saying joy. I'm not sure I can do that, but I try to do that.
Yeah.
And each time I practice, it's like gratitude. I'm just so happy that I can do something I love, and be passionate for something in life.
Yes.
And so,
You guys spend a lot of time studying the Baha'i, or at least I know Jamie does. So
Yes.
I'm guessing that you guys do too.
So I would like to meet. I know Jamie. Sometimes we speak, but I never met him. I would like to meet him once. Play
Oh,
with him, and yeah,
oh,
it would be great.
he's a really beautiful guy. He's actually coming here in October, and we just he's coming here for like 10 days or something, and I have a gig at that church, St. Bees in Eagle Rock on
Yeah,
the 22nd.
mhm.
So perfect. I hadn't booked who I was going to work with there. So he's going to do it. And Putter Smith.
Yeah.
You know Putter,
Perez
right?
Smith.
Bass player.
Yes, I don't know him. I don't think so. Peter Smith.
Sorry.
So it's Peter Smith. Peter Smith.
Putter. Like putter.
Peter.
Putter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's a beautiful, beautiful bass player. He's older now. He's like close. Let's see. He's probably around 80. And
Oh, I met him. I think. Yeah, I
I
met him.
think you probably met
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I met him.
He
I've
played a
been in
lot
this.
with Alan Broadbent. He played a lot with him. He also had the distinct privilege of being one of the bad guys in a James Bond movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Diamonds Are Forever. He was one. There were two. It was such a funny thing. Two gay bad boys.
Yeah. Okay.
He was one.
Okay.
Anyway, he's a really, really beautiful player, and so I don't know if you'll in October if you'll be here, but
No,
it's
I will not know.
okay.
But next time.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful, and yeah, Jamie is a wonderful person. Been my friend for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know.
Yeah. Oh, Tierney's going to be in Paris with you in October.
Exactly.
Um, oh, Taylor has, okay, that's interesting, Taylor. That's a new question for you. In your
Yeah.
own words, and this is a deep thought, how do you think the humbleness of musicians should reflect their playing? Should it be egoless? Nice question, Taylor. Wow.
Yeah, egoless. It's it's a very, very interesting question because I think all musicians have this question
Yeah.
because it's a mix between having some ego and being humble too. So I think we can be, because ego is thinking about ourselves, but and cutting ourselves from the other.
Yeah.
So we can have I don't know what's the word for that, but we can have ego without being separate from the other. So we want to promote ourselves and to express ourselves, but in unity with the others. You
Yeah.
know, in a band, you need to be united to the other, and you need to be united to the audience.
Yeah.
So it's all that. It's just not about you. It's about the group and about what you want to give to the audience. So it's a good question. That doesn't mean that you have no ego. You need ego, but in a good proportion. I think.
You know,
I don't know.
Buddy Rich said, you have to have enough ego to get out of the way.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think about it, I think playing with people, even if you don't know them, it's like playing a game with your best friends. And
Yeah,
you don't think
yeah.
about your
Good.
ego, right?
Very good.
Think about how much fun it is and its response. And I tell my students that it's like as soon as the first note is played, you have put your hand on a doorknob and opened the door into the aesthetic universe. So behind that door is the aesthetic universe, and you stay in there the whole song. And if you if you use the kind of ego like you're thinking, oh, do I sound good? You know, or he's looking at me, or that kind of ego, you have stepped out of the room. So
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
stay in the room.
exactly.
And in the room, anything can happen. There's possibilities, there's mistakes or possibilities. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's a good image. And you know what? I think TNA is a good example about that. I
mm,
don't know if she's listening, but because TSB, you know, her group,
yeah,
it exists since 25 years. So and it's always about consultation, unity, and playing together, and the result is amazing.
yeah,
So I think it's an example.
yeah. That is a great example. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. I mean, I've also heard great players who I don't actually like as people, but for some reason, when they go into that aesthetic universe, it's a different kind of a thing, you know.
you're right. Another example is Keith Jarrett, for example, because Keith Jarrett can be very uh, difficult on stage when somebody's
Yeah.
coughing, but the music he plays is so great, so deep, so intense. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Let's see. Um, yeah, I always like when Taylor asks this. Is there a standard or two that you really love to go back to and to play and to get into? Is there one or two that you really love?
yeah, sure. Uh, I love um, I love to play I Remember You.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a real standard. I love to play Camino Cruzados, is a Brazilian
oh
from
yeah,
Jobim.
that's
I love
really
to play this song.
yeah.
And I love to play also This Is New. It's I play that often, very often. It's Kurt Weill.
What is it?
Kurt Weill. This Is New.
This is new.
It's it's a Kurt Weill tune. Kurt Weill, yeah.
Oh, Kurt
Well,
Weill.
there's many Kurt Weill, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
this is new. I've never heard of that. This
yeah.
is new. Yeah.
But
Yes.
there are so many beautiful
Yeah,
tunes. So,
I know there are so many. Now, I know you sent me some other material, but also my friend Dan, which I had looked at playing this of you, but you and John Casillo, All the Things You Are, would you mind if I played that?
oh, I don't remember about that, but why not? Yeah, I don't. Yes. And by the way, yeah, okay, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had looked at that to see if uh, if that was a cool one to play, and it's just nice to see people play too, you know.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I can.
Yeah. Did you want
Oh,
to?
it was just yeah.
Is it okay?
No, no. I just wanted to say yeah. I have another video with a guitar player that I like maybe a little better, but it's okay.
Oh, what
Uh,
is that?
it is Romain, Romain, and Villemain, Villimi, N.
Uh, oh yeah, I saw
Yeah,
this one too. Oh,
yeah. This the second one, anthropology, maybe anthropology. I prefer this.
anthropology. Oh,
I think
okay.
this.
Okay. But I'm going to have to go back and listen to Indian Summer because that's one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah, if you want.
Yeah. But if you want anthropology, we'll do
No, no, you can do what you want.
that. Oh, wow. That is so cool. And look, Indian Summer is right here. I have to listen to some of this because
Okay.
it's a great song. Perfect for guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Hey, he's a nice player. Really nice.
Oh yes, very nice.
Yeah.
He loves Django.
Beautiful. His sense of rhythm is wonderful.
Exactly.
Um, what, where was that? Was that at his place or a store or what was that?
Not at his place. At his
So
place.
he had guitars in
Oh yeah.
glass cabinets and all
He's,
those,
yeah.
all of
He
those
loves
guitars that he
vintage
played.
guitars. Yeah.
Were those his
And
guitars?
yeah, when I go at his place, I never take a guitar. I just play his guitars. He has so many beautiful guitars.
That is amazing. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a collection like that.
Oh, this is. I think there's some people that have really more guitar than that. All
But
guitar.
but those were those were early guitars too, right? I mean, you were
Yeah, yeah,
playing, I noticed you were playing a 64 Epiphone first, and he was playing like a 38 Gibson or something, right?
yeah.
Um,
Exactly. He has many guitars like that. And
wow.
sometimes he asks me, yeah, when I'm in LA, yeah, he called me, he say, can you go in this shop and bring me this guitar because I love it. But I did once. I went once, but the guitar was just sell. So it was not.
Oh, so, and how many guitars do you have?
Okay, I have maybe 7 guitars. I just, I love all my guitars. I don't want to sell my guitars.
Most
So
guitar players say that. It's like, well, I couldn't part with this one. This sounds like this, it's just,
exactly,
how can
exactly.
you part with that? Yeah. Is it a mixture of older and newer guitars?
Yes, exactly. I have old Gibson that I played for a long time, but now I have the same guitar as Larry Kunz, Roger
Oh,
Boris,
yes, yes,
Jimmy Weibel model.
yes, I
It's a
see.
very good guitar. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, that's a good, that guy made good guitars.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Frederique is here,
Oh, he's back from opera. Cool.
and he said, "Hello, Serge, one of the most original players with his own ideas always, and the most beautiful socks ever." Ah,
You will learn to know Frederick is the positive guy. The positive guy, always positive. He's
I love
nice
that. I
man.
love that. Yeah, you guys are, my new guitar heroes, man. Uh, I'm very excited about both of your musics, It's very nice. I'm
Oh,
very,
thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
in love. Tierney, not that kind of love, but Um, let's see. Um, what Taylor has one final question. Uh,
Yeah.
in your position accompanying a vocalist, do you believe that simplicity is key?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think the singer think it's a good way to be simple and try to be just to accompany, not to play too much.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
But as a singer, as a, you know, more mature jazz singer, I also do I love when the guitarist goes kind of, I don't know how to put it, but off the beaten path, doesn't just play the straight chords,
Yeah, I
back,
understand. Yeah.
but does their own thing. Because that's inspiring to me.
Yes, I know, because you need space. You need space, and the rhythm is there, but not the guitar player is not playing all the time. And yes, I love that too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the
But
harmony.
the time has to be strong when you do that
Yeah.
inside.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And harmonically too. I want to, because um, if you're playing more progressive harmony, then I can choose to sing something progressive, or I can sing the melody, which usually is beautiful against that, the real melody.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Sure.
yeah. Um, I was going to ask you what maybe one of your favorite projects was that you had played, and then I remembered you and Tierney and Christian, I mean, probably others, played for the Clint Eastwood movie, right?
Tierney played for the Clint Eastwood movie with Christian, and
Yeah.
Christian arranged all the strings and everything. But and I didn't play on this project, but I played. We made a version of one song, the Solies
Oh,
song,
ah,
with guitar and voice, and Clint was he liked it and he wanted to put it on the record.
I see.
So I'm not in the film, but I'm in the record. in a sense.
That must have been
But yes, it's
fulfilling.
beautiful music.
Yeah, yeah, that must have been fulfilling. What was one of your favorite gigs that you've had over the years?
Oh, uh, all the gigs I have with Tierney are amazing because it's always nice venue. It's the sound is nice and the music is so great that I love to all those gigs. In Paris, I have sometimes a gig as a guitar leader. I choose the songs. I go in the at the club and I just play what I want with the musician. That's I like to do that. Play standards without rehearsal, and it's very cool. So, but
Yeah.
I don't remember everything.
Really? Good. That makes me feel better. I don't remember everything either. Lately, I have really had trouble. I seem to go through these phases. For a few weeks, I cannot remember words for anything. It's so, it's exhausting.
Oh yeah, I know that very well. I'm always thinking, what's the name of this guy? When I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you, I have a lot of books by the bed. I usually read a lot of philosophy, spiritual type of books. And I also have been reading, of course, musical books. Um, and actually, I just got a book about Michael Brecker. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm about to get into that book. So, do you have any books that you have enjoyed reading?
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a period. You speak about music or about anything?
Whatever. Yeah.
No, no. There was a period. I don't read very much right now. I don't know why. I kind of a block, but I remember I read a lot of Stefan Zweig books. You know Stefan Zweig?
I
Yeah,
do not.
it's a German writer. It's about um, he's a painter of the feelings, human feelings. He's a philosopher too, and I like the way he writes, and
Yeah.
I like his ideas. And also, I read by writings a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many quotes that I love in the it helped me to be. It reminds me that what is essential in life, sometimes
Yes.
because sometimes you go and you forgot.
Yes. There's a lot of leaves fall on your head.
Yeah, we have to remember that you. So if you want, I wrote some quotes about by face. I
Sure.
have so one of from the Prophet Baha'u'llah is you are excuse my accent. You are my treasure because in you I buried the pearl of my mysteries, my jewels the jewels of my knowledge. You understand?
Yes.
My accent is not bad. So
Yes.
it's this kind of phrase that I think is so beautiful. Sometimes you read that and it's like washing your face, but you wash your soul. It's that's all.
Yes. Beautiful. Any more?
So I like to read those books, but as I told you, I don't read very much right now.
Yeah. I can make a suggestion for you. The second book of Kenny Werner's is really beautiful. It's called Being the Instrument. And
Oh yeah, Kenny
I think
Werner.
it's an
Okay.
amazing second book, because I mean, Effortless Mastery, of course, was, you know, a classic book for so many, and not just jazz people. Um, but his second book called Being the Instrument, great book too.
Okay. I didn't know, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay, Stefan Zweig. Oh, thanks, Tierney. Yeah, she wrote it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, Oh, and she said you have read a lot of biographies on musicians, but
Yes,
a
that's
lot
true.
were French, right?
In French, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I should read some of that because I don't think I really know about too many French musicians. I really don't think I do. I mean, like I said, I was a fan of Edith Piaf for a long time. I
Yeah.
just drives me crazy with joy, listening. But I haven't really focused on names and the musicians. I will say that listening to you and Frederick was extremely exciting. I already said that, and um, yeah, I was, I don't know. Like I said, I
But
haven't listened a lot to particularly French musicians. So hearing it was like, wow, this is great. And also being guitar players, that adds to
yes,
it too. But,
maybe you should read about the biography of Django Reinhardt. It's very
oh,
interesting. Yeah, I don't remember who wrote it, but maybe Fred knows because he knows everything. Django
oh,
Reinhardt. Yeah,
yeah,
it
bio of
was
Jan.
very interesting. I remember.
Um, you know, I'm going to admit something. I was never a fan of Django's.
Yeah, no,
Kind of
okay.
like the old style of jazz in America. Some of it I was not a fan of. I have not been a fan of, and I try to listen, with an open mind, and it's just, like when you're in the mood to hear something, like you love something, but you're not in the mood today to hear it.
Yeah,
So
I understand.
I
But
don't know.
did you speak about Django Reinhardt or people playing the music of Django Reinhardt?
No,
This is not the same.
yeah. Well, the what I have heard of Django's, now maybe I haven't heard the whole breadth of it because I didn't really enjoy what I heard, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand.
yeah, and I've told this to somebody before, and they suggested like a particular period to listen to. Um, so, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think if you're a guitar player, especially, there's a lot better connection with Django, don't you think?
Yes, that's true because he's really special. He has something when he improvises that is like poetry, but
Yeah.
strong poetry, something very, he has a great technique and he's special, but it's true that the music of Django is played by a lot of people, but it's not so. It's great too, but it's more technical. It's more maybe a
Ah,
little superficial, but because Django is really a great musician, a great poet, and maybe it takes time to get his music. That
yeah,
that's what I will say. Yeah.
yeah. But reading his biography, maybe that would actually make me more um, open for the music.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yes, it's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But I love Django. I love Django. I never play the style, this style. I'm kind of like you. I don't want to play this style because it doesn't correspond. Uh,
Yeah,
it's not in my character to play this kind of music.
yeah,
But I love it. I love to listen Django. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I
I'm
mean,
I'm, I'm more sensitive about um Wes Montgomery or Jimmy Renee or Jim Hall. You know.
yes, yes. You're probably in Jimmy Weibel and Jim Hall. Yeah, and
Yes.
and on the more modern side, maybe like Bill Frisell and
Yeah, I love Bill.
people like
I
that.
love John Scofield a lot.
Ah,
Just John Scofield is my hero.
me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love John Scofield. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him last year at a really nice little theater called the Raymond Kebab Theater. Actually, it's a French school here, and they have a
Oh,
theater, and
okay.
it's quite a nice theater and different. It's Schofield apparently had played there several times over the last bunch of years. And yeah, that was a really interesting concert. I hadn't seen him live for a long time. And he sounded great. And the band was really intriguing. The drummer was, I can't remember everybody's name. There was an organ player, drummer, really cool bass player who was playing with one finger, a black bass player, and the drummer kind of looked. He reminded me of a drummer here named Joel Taylor. Kind of looked rock and roll in his looks, but really interesting player. And then I found out that that guy, I should remember his name, but found out that he plays keyboards and he sings. Well, he sang on that gig too. Very interesting guy. I don't know if you know who Schofield is playing with lately or on tour with, but
Some guys, but not everybody. Yeah.
yeah. I love Schofield so much that on a last record that we're working on, it's a no net, and um, I actually took two Schofield tunes, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, and I wrote lyrics to one of them, and yeah,
Ah, cool.
uh,
Yes.
I love
I
his
want to
song.
hear that. Yeah.
He's such a crazy writer too. He's like he writes
Yeah.
the heads are like, the A sections are very melodic, and then the
Yeah.
the bridges are like not melodic. And his playing is so
Yeah.
delicious. He's just yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a good player.
You know, I went to see him in Paris in the New Morning. It's a jazz club,
Yes.
and I was with my friend Thomas Courbillon. I spoke about him, and we went together, and John Scofield just came on stage. Start to play, and it was one note, and we look at each other with Thomas, and we laughed. So it was so beautiful. We just have to laugh because it was too intense. He's like that. It's just about the feeling about. Yeah.
Hey, it's delicious. It really is delicious. One time, years ago, when Catalina's actually was in a different location, um, I saw him. It was a small group, him and the Irish tenor player, whose name I can't remember, Sean maybe, or I don't know whatever happened to him. I kind of lost track of him. But anyway, they were playing, and there was this one point where they were both standing kind of, in front of the band, and they were both playing a solo together, right? They were playing a solo.
Yeah.
And physically, they were facing front, and as they were soloing, they started turning outwards, both of them. My brain started like cracking open. I couldn't believe it. I just was like, I don't, what a thing to come up with, it was amazing. Not to mention the music, of course, was, part of this whole thing, but the fact that they went like
Yeah.
that, it was great, man. I really loved it. Roland said what he loves about Schofield is the fact that he uses a minimum of pedals, if at all. And that's really interesting, right?
Yes, interesting. It's in between the guitar, the fingers, and the amp.
Yeah. My friend Dan, one last question. He wanted to know if you're working on a new solo project.
Guitar solo?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I practice tunes by myself like that, but not with the idea of working on it just for fun. I do that, yes.
Yeah. Well, on that note, it's been 2 hours.
Oh, already, okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Exactly. And just one word, because speaking of solo guitar, there's a French guitar player that just released a CD. It's Frederique Favarel. Frederique
Avarel.
Favarel.
Okay.
Favarel. It's a great album, guitar solo. on
Okay.
guitar. You should check it.
Okay. I have written that down. Great. Um, I just want to tell everybody before I say a true goodbye that, the
Yeah.
rest of the week will be archives. Um, and next week, we have a group it's a really nice group. It's called Artist United. And they they have connections to all these many groups that are musical, artistic, and also support humankind, which is, you know, it's really nice. It's called Artists United. That's Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm having
Yeah.
Adam Nussbaum on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. So I'm really impressed.
Well,
It's going to be
you
really
have,
fun. I met him in
you
June when I was on the East Coast. And
okay.
yeah, I also met Billy Drews on the East Coast, and he's going to be on in another month too. But
Yeah.
yeah, this has been such a great conversation. I'm so glad we got to talk
Oh,
and
me
know
too.
each
Thank you
other.
very much, Daddy.
So nice. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you. And I hope I will see you in November in Paris. Yeah,
Yes,
cool.
I can't wait. Oh my God. Thank you so much. And everybody have a good day. And I don't know if you're going to
Good
go to sleep
night.
now, but if you are going to sleep, sweet dreams.
Thank you very much, Cathy. See you soon. Bye.
Bonsoir.
Thank you.